Well, hello, Peace Nation. This is your girl, Karen Denise. I want to welcome you to the channel. My glasses are crooked. I need some real glasses. I broke them and I'm getting cheap right now about that. They were too expensive. Anyway, so welcome to the channel. If you have not wiped your feet coming in, please take a moment and hit the like button. Give me a thumbs up. Even if you give me a thumbs down, the whole point is I need your engagement. YouTube needs your engagement. If you're new to the channel, welcome to Peace Nation, where we try to talk about some topics going in that direction now that interest all of us, things that are going on in the nation, as well as still reacting to IAG farms and showing you my garden some of the time. Yes, because I'm not a how-to channel, so I will show you what I've done and tell you what I've learned, that kind of thing. But today we're here to talk about a touchy subject. And before we get into this subject, I want to say a couple of things. One, we need to be respectful of each other and each other's opinion. I have people come in my comments whenever I do IAG Farms videos, and they are very disrespectful. I don't even comment back to them because I have told y'all in the past that I can be very petty. And because I can be very petty, I have chosen not to respond that way to these people. So, I want to just say to each and every one of you, if someone leaves a comment in the chat and you don't agree with it, you don't have to be rude. This is a discussion. I wanted to try to do this live, but that didn't work out for me because I still don't know how to share my screen. I'm screaming for help for someone to help me with this. I don't know if it's because I'm old or I'm impatient, but I'm just not getting it. So, anyway, let's talk about the issue that the world, well, United States is talking about right now, Section 8 housing and EBT. The first thing I want us to do is take the current president out of the equation. And the reason I say that is because with a lot of people not liking him, this is why they're against what he's trying to do. So if we take the current president out of the equation and our disdain for him, let's see if some of what he's trying to do makes sense. There's a lot of people that needs a lot of help. First of all, my fellow Black Americans, let me explain something to you. This system was not designed for you. This system was designed for white women during wartime whose husbands either died in war or came back so mangled that they could not work and they had children need to be taken care of. That was one of the reasons. Another reason that this system was enacted was because there was a lot of men doing what a lot of men do today, but white men. It was they're doing it now, but back then they were the focus because they didn't care about whether or not we ate and whether or not we had housing. So to protect white mothers and children, the government enacted Section 8 housing, EBT, those type of things to help a woman whose husband decided he was going to walk away and not take care of his family. The only reason we benefit from it is because they couldn't keep us out of it. Once we learned that the resource was there and started taking advantage of it, they couldn't keep us from it because it became a right to all Americans. Now, this system, I will tell you, was not designed for what it is being used for today. The system was supposed to be a hand up, not a handout. And I think that a lot of people are having issues with what am I going to do? How am I going to feed my children? How are we going to live? We've been doing this forever. That's the problem. So to put a 2 or 3 year cap on anyone who's able-bodied, because understand, this does not affect all of us. This is anyone who's able-bodied and able to work and young to get out and get a job. Of course, when a young girl first has a child and the man walks away and act like he never made this baby, or her family disowns her, she definitely needs help. But the system wasn't designed for you to have a baby on it, and while raising that child, knowing you can't afford that child on your own, to continue having children back to back to keep getting more money and more assistance from the government. The only people I feel that this takes advantage of are taxpayers, people like you and me who work. It's not my job to take care of you forever. Understand this. I get disability. I won't even tell you what it's for, but I'm sure some of you can guess. And yeah, I work. I mean, yeah, it makes my disability check lower, but I don't care. Like, I don't want that little bit of money every month. Like, imagine just being okay with someone paying your rent, giving you enough to eat, and maybe a couple dollars for personals, and that lasting you all month. How can you sit on your behind and be okay with this? And some of you are upset that this law, this bill, is being put into place when we have so many people who can't do better because they don't have to. Sometimes, understand this, what do birds do? When a bird has a baby, it nurtures it for a little while, and then it kicks it out the nest and makes it learn to fly. We have to make each other learn to fly. This nation would be in a better situation if we were taking care of ourselves as opposed to sitting around waiting on the government to take care of us. And some of these people are yelling and screaming and angry. I have heard women say, the government is my baby daddy. How is the government your baby daddy? The government wasn't there for that 30 seconds of fun. Okay, you had a little foreplay, but it only took 15 to 30 seconds to make that baby. The government was nowhere around. And then to allow these men to walk away and say, I've heard women say, I'm not putting them on child support. I would never I would never make a man take care of his child. But you'll make the government take care of your child. You make the taxpayers take care of your child while you sit home and do nothing. I have a friend. She probably won't be my friend after she hears this because she knows I'm talking about her and she's actually is one of my subscribers. How do you have 3 children and for the last 16 years you not work a job because you say you don't want to work a job when you live in income-based housing? Understand what I'm saying? Income-based housing, which means that you only pay 33 to 35% of your monthly income for a dwelling over your head and your children's head. I'm not letting them get that money, but you rather sit home and get food stamps and do nothing? What example are we setting for our children? The Bible says a man that doesn't work does not eat. The Bible also tells us that a man's supposed to take care of his household first. But we're making the government do it, and the country is in an outrage. What are we going to do? We're going to have a bunch of homeless people. Why don't y'all say we might have more people in the workforce? You don't think about it that way? Because let me tell you something. Some people don't do better till you make them do better. You think these girls with these cute hairdos and these nails and all this stuff and a new outfit every month gonna want to be on the street? And most of their families are not gonna take them in. They're gonna have to do something. And they're not trying to make it hard. Like they literally are saying that they want you to work so many hours a week to qualify for help. Meaning that if you do something, we do something. That's all they're saying. But the nation is in an uproar because of the president that asked for the bill to be signed into law. It doesn't matter if it's better for the nation. By doing this, maybe we can keep some of our money in Medicaid and Medicare. Maybe we can keep Social Security the way it's supposed to be. Like people who worked all their lives and now the government helps them because they're older and they can't work and they need some of their money subsidized. You don't get that? And yeah, and that's another thing. They're not even asking for people older to be taken off of assisted housing. They're saying young, able bodied people. If you're able bodied, if you can go stand on that corner, run up and down the street, hanging with the fellas, hanging with the girls every day while your child is in school, why you can't have a job? This, I don't have anybody to take care of my children. Yes, you do. But the problem is you don't want nobody taking care of your children because you know what? You know somebody gonna correct them little bad behinds. You raised them to be bad, and you don't want nobody saying nothing to them. You don't want nobody correcting them. Well, obviously you need some correction. And I hate to say this, but now the government is about to do a whole new correction. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not mad about it. Now, I do understand that, some people will be affected that shouldn't be affected. And so, like any new system that's put in place, things have to be tweaked. But the fact that they said they're not talking about disabled people, elderly people, right there is a good thing. The key is able bodied. Nobody's listening to them saying able bodied. There's one lady that gets on TikTok, and I'm going to be honest with you. I think that this white woman is trying to be funny but not saying it towards black women. I really do. Because she's on there, I got my 7 kids and I get over $2,000 a month and I drive this nice fancy car and my rent is paid and now the government's saying I owe them money and they won't keep paying for daycare for my 2 little ones, who are 2 and 3 according to her, because I need them to go to daycare because I need time to myself. I really think that this is not this lady's real life. And I want to say it to her so bad, but you know what? I just say, you know what? Let's not even have that argument. I think that she really is making fun of a certain group of women. And people are using her videos to talk about how people are feeling about, the Section 8 and EBT situation. But you're using somebody's video that I strongly feel in my heart is doing nothing but playing in your face. Because I don't even believe that's who she really is. She has never shown all these children. She's never shown the vehicle. None of that. She just gets on here and she rants. And she rants. Like, you know how they say we're aggressive? That's the term they use for us when we're upset. She gets on there and she acts really aggressive, and overly so. So she's making fun of y'all in your faces. But this is the kind of, what she's portraying is what the government is talking about. Section 8 and EBT is not something meant to be passed on from generation to generation. And I'm telling you, I know some families who think that that's what they're supposed to do. I have a friend who literally told her daughter when she turned 15, now mind you, my friend had 7 children. When her daughter turned 15, she told her she better get a baby and get a baby soon because the children are starting to age out if they're going to keep the situation they're in. Who does that? People who are used to just using the system. And some of them don't say it, but it's exactly what they do. Every 2-3 years, they have another baby so they can continue on the system. No. Where are the fathers? And some of these women don't even give these fathers a chance to be in their children's lives. You know why? Because I can't tell you you're the father if I'm sleeping with everybody. And now you're going to want a DNA test before you will do anything. Women, stop. God did not just... Yes, we can make babies constantly. But God didn't intend for us to make children we don't take care of or are not capable of taking care of. Just because your children are clean and fed and have a roof over their head, the question is, did you provide it or their father? And if you cannot provide for a child, you shouldn't have a child. And if you can't provide your own roof over your head, you shouldn't have a child. And I'm not mad at the government either. Like this Section 8 housing, how many people you know? Okay, let's be clear. Let's be honest. How many women you know on Section 8 personally paying a couple of dollars a month for a nice place to live and a man lives with them? But the government doesn't know it because they want to make everything easy for everybody but us taxpayers and the government. Why would you let a man come live up in your house when someone else is having to take care of you? No, he's supposed to provide the home to take you to. You're not supposed to have the home for him to come to. But anyway, I just wanted y'all opinion on this. And like I said, do the one thing I asked in the beginning. Take the current president out of the equation and tell me if this bill does not make, for the most part, sense because of all the debt this country is in, because of how lazy our people have become. Tell me it doesn't make sense. If we know better, we got to do better. And that's all they're trying to do is make them do better for themselves and their children, and not to pass on the generational curse of of Section 8 and EBT house. EBT, like that's crazy. Why do you want that to be your legacy? So I'm not mad. But, tell me what you think. Leave a comment down in the comment box. And like I said, I wanted to go live with this because I wanted to go live so that I can put the StreamYard up and then people can come up and say how they feel and we can have a real discussion. Because understand this, I don't know everything and my opinion may not always be right, but it's the way I feel. And there's nothing wrong with us discussing how each of us feel about a situation. And sometimes when we can have dialogue about something, we can make the other one see something from a whole nother direction. So that's why I said, come down in the comments, Peace Nation, and leave me a comment. And anybody that's new, please leave a comment. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, subscribe to this channel because I want to do things like this more. I want to talk more about just what's going on with our country and just what's going on in the community altogether. I got another thing I want to do, but it's trying to get me a lineup because I keep doing it until I get a lineup. So, yeah. But I love all of you. Be good to one another. Hit that like button, by wiping your feet going out, hit the thumbs up. And please leave me a comment and remember, let no one take you out of your peaceful place. Have a great day. Love you.